Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Replay Baseball. This time we'll go back in the time machine some 40 plus years to 1975, and the time machine will take us to Shea Stadium. So we are in Flushing, New York, Shea Stadium. It is East meets West in this ball game as the San Francisco Giants will travel cross country to take on the New York Mets. Starting pitchers for today's game for the Mets is Tom "Terrific" Seaver. He was 22-9 on the season with a 2.38 ERA. And opposing him will be John the Count Monofusco. He was 15-9 with a 2.88 ERA. So we'll be right back with the starting lineups and the start of the ball game in just a moment. Let's meet the starting lineups for the San Francisco Giants. Leading off and playing center field will be Von Joshua. Batting second, playing second base, is Daryl Thomas. Batting third and playing right field is Bobby Mercer. Hitting cleanup is the Sarge, Gary Matthews. Batting fifth is first baseman Gary Thomason. Hitting sixth is third baseman Steve Ontiveros. Hitting seventh is shortstop Chris Spire. Batting eighth is the catcher Doug Rader. And batting ninth, the zone batting card, is John Monofusco, who was nicknamed the Count. Don't know why they called him the Count. You have to Google that one. He was just called the Count. All right, here is the starting lineup for the New York Mets. Playing second base and leading off will be Felix Millan. Batting second and playing center field is Del Unser. Hitting third and playing right field is Rusty Staub L'Orange, as he was known in Montreal. Batting cleanup is first baseman Dave Kong Kingman. Batting fifth and playing first base is Ed Cranepool. Batting sixth and playing third base is Joe Torrey. Batting seventh and playing as the catcher, Jerry Grody. Batting eighth at shortstop is Bud Harrelson. And batting ninth with his own pitcher hitting card is Tom Seaver. So we're ready to go here. Got the score sheet all set up. Got the playbook all set up. Score sheet is all ready to go. We got the defensive ratings for the Giants, and we have the defensive ratings for the Mets. All right, so it's going to be Von Joshua who is going to step into the box against Tom Seaver. As we get going here, let's move some things around so we get some room. So I can go ahead and get everything in the picture. And we'll roll on the score sheet and flip the book as needed. Alrighty, let's get going here. And the first couple of at-bats, I'll go a little slow and just give a detailed description of how this at-bat was figured, just for people who have not seen the game or haven't seen it in a while. First of all, we have red, white, and blue dice, and that is the order in which they are read, is red, white, and blue. The red die will determine what column we are in for both the pitcher and the hitter. Notice their numbers are in red to remind you that the red is for the columns. It has nothing to do with the widths, just the columns of both batters. The next die is the white die, and the white die is the row for the batter. Notice the numbers here are in black, corresponding to the black numbers on the white die. That tells you that that's the column we're going to be looking for on the batter card. The blue die does the same thing for the pitcher card. Notice the pitcher numbers are in blue to remind you that the blue die goes with that lettering there. So, had the roll been 655, it is not, but had it been, we would have gone, first of all, 6 on Von Joshua, the column 6, row 5. He would have had a 36. A 36 would have been his contribution to the at-bat. Then we move over here to Seaver, column 6, row 5, and that would be a 2. So that would be a total of 38, and we would go to column 6 in our playbook, number 38, and ranging 37 to 41 is a strikeout. So that's the way the at-bats would go, so that you can see how those are figured. So we'll go ahead and get this game started for real. Von Joshua against Tom Seaver. First pitch of the game. And we get a 3-1-6. Remember, they are red in the order of red, white, and blue. So we got a 3-1-6. So column 3, row 1 for the batter, Von Joshua, gives us a number of 31. Column 3, row 6 for Seaver gives us a number 2. So we take the 2, add it to the 31. That gives us a total of 33 in column 3. So we flip the book over to column 3, number 33, and that is a line out to center field. So we know that Von Joshua just flied out to center field. There's one away, and the game is pretty much as simple as that. So there's one away, and that'll bring up second baseman Daryl Thomas. So we'll go ahead and roll for Thomas here, switch hitter, batting lefty against Seaver. It's a 6-6-2. So column 6, row 6 for Daryl Thomas puts us in the shaded area. Anytime a batter card has a shaded area, that sends us to the ballpark card, and that's where the ballpark card will come into play. So right now the number that is showing is an 8, but that can change. So since we're in column 6, we're going to look at the upper row here, whether the batter is left-handed or right-handed. In this case, Daryl Thomas was a switch hitter batting left, so we're going to look at the very top row here. Roll 1d6, and whatever the d6 roll is, we're going to pick the number that corresponds to that row. So if he rolls a 5, it'll be a 10. If he rolls a 4, it'll be a 9, and so forth. So let's see what that new number is going to be. It's a 1. So the 1 means that that number now is a 6. So it was an 8. It is reduced now to a 6. So Daryl Thomas brings 6 to the table. Tom Seaver's column 6, row 2 is a 1. So that is a total of 7 in column 6. So if we scroll over or flip over to column 6 and look at the number 7, that is a single to left field. So a single to left field for Daryl Thomas. And in case you're wondering what the ballpark may have to do with that, let's say, for instance, that roll, instead of being a 1, was a 6. That would have meant that Daryl Thomas would have an 11. This 8 would change to an 11. And the 1 from Seaver would have made it a 12. And we'd have had a chance for a home run. So that's where the difference comes in. This time, Shea Stadium cost Daryl Thomas a long ball possibility, but he did get a single. So Daryl Thomas is at first base, 1 away. For the right fielder, Bobby Mercer. Mercer, another 6 roll here, 6-4. All right, Bobby Mercer, 6 and a 4 is a 41. So we got a 41 for Mercer, and a 6-6 for Seaver is a 3. That's a total of 44 in column 6. 44 in column 6 falls in the 42 to 46 range. It says a line drive hit to left field. Runners advance 1 base on the single. You get a chance for extra bases. Roll 1 die against the outfielder's defensive rating. If the die is higher, score it as a double, and the runners advance 2 bases. The blue die determines the defensive rating. That was a 6, so that means we're looking at the right fielder, Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub's outfielder rating is a 3. His defensive rating is a 3. So we're going to roll 1 die, and if it's higher than 3, then this single will now become a double. And it is. It's a 5. So that is now a double with the runner advancing 2 bases. If there was a runner on first, which it was, roll 1 die against the outfielder's arm. If the die is higher, the runner scores. Okay, so now Thomas has a chance to score on this double. The arm rating for Staub is a 4. So if this is higher than a 4, he will score. If it's a 4 or less, he will stay at third. It's a 2, so he will stay at third. So it ends up being a double for Mercer that moves Thomas over to third base. So we have runners at second and third with 1 out. And Gary Matthews, the batter. So Seaver in a little bit of trouble here early on, trying to bear down. Infield is going to play back early on in the game. It's a 2-3-4. 2-3-4. 2-3 is a 2 for Matthews. And a 2-4 is a 1 for Seaver. So that's a total of 3 in column 2. And if we go over to column 2, number 3, that is a strikeout. So Seaver gets a big strikeout for out number 2. And now he's 1 out away from getting out of the jam. But he has to deal with first baseman Gary Thomason. So let's see if Seaver can get out of this. 1-5-2, 1-5-2, 1-5 for Thomason is a 5, number 5, and a 1-2 for Seaver is a 1. The 1, that's a total of 6 in column 1, and a 6 in column 1 is another strikeout. So Seaver strikes out Matthews and Thomason to get out of the jam. Nothing doing for the Giants. We played a half an inning here at Shea Stadium. It's the Giants nothing and the Mets coming to bat. Okay, on the hill for the Giants is John the Count Monofusco, and he'll be facing off against Felix Millan, leadoff hitter. I'm going to go at more normal speed now to try to, I just did that in the first inning just to show you and give you a refresher on how the game is played. Here is Felix Millan. And another red 6. How about that? Rolling a lot of those. 6-5-6. All right, a 6-5 for Millan is a 31. And a 6-6 for Monofusco is a 3. That's a total of 34 in column 6. We go to column 6, number 34. That is a short fly out to center field. So Felix Millan, can of corn, out to Von Joshua in center. Out number 1, that brings up center fielder Del Unser. 3-4-6. 3-4 for Unser is a 57. And a 3-6 for Monofusco is a 3. That's a total of 60 in column 3. If we go to column 3, number 60, that's a rare play opportunity, 58 through 62. When we get that, we roll 1 die. If it's even, then we use the result from 53 to 57, which is a comeback to the pitcher. If it's odd, we go to the rare playbook at the end of the booklet here. So we're going to roll 1 die, see if it's even or odd. It's odd, so we're going to the rare playbook, and that's stuffed way in the back of the playbook itself, rare plays, and it's done by how many outs there are and how many people are on base. Well, there's bases are empty, and then we're going to roll 2 D6s, and we'll get a number between 2 and 12, and then base that on the number of outs that are out there. So 2 D6s will give us our number to go for, and it is a 10. It's a 10. So we go to 10 with 1 out. 10, base is empty, 10, 1 out. It says base on balls, batter takes first on the walk. Pitcher then makes a good pickoff move to first base, but the throw is low. Roll against the pitcher's error rating. If the roll is higher, pitcher is charged with an error, sending the runner to second. If it's not higher, roll 1 die against the pitcher's hold rating. If the die is higher, runner avoids the tag and dives back in safely. If not, he is picked off. Well, that's a mouthful. All right, so let's start first things first here. Monofusco's defensive rating is a 4. So what it says here is roll 1 die against the pitcher's rating. If the roll is higher, he's charged with an error. So if we roll a 5 or a 6, he will have made a bad pickoff throw, and there will be an error. And he does. It's a 6. So Monofusco, a wild pickoff throw. So Unser singles, and then we'll go to second on the E1 pickoff throw by Monofusco. And that ends the rare play. So Unser now in scoring position as Monofusco put one in the dirt that Thomason could not handle. Runner at scoring position with 1 out for Rusty Staub. The Grand Orange, I think they called him because of his hair. All right, 2-5-6. 2-5 is a 16. 2-6 is a 1. That's a 16 in column 2. We go to column 2, number 16. That's a single. I'm sorry, it should be 17, correct? Correct. 2-5 was a 16. 2-1 makes it a 17. So that's a big difference. 17, strikeout with bases empty or fly out to center and on base. So since there's runners on base, it's a fly ball to center for out number 2. Let's see here. That talks about a runner on third base and less than 2 outs. There are no runners on third, there's a runner on second. So that'll bring up the big guy, Dave Kingman, 36 homers in 1975. He'll be facing Monofusco, but he did strike out quite a bit as well. It's a 4-3-3, so we have a first fielding play. And I'll show this on the card too, since it's our first fielding play. Column 4 on the pitcher card means we're going to be checking the defense of a particular fielder. And the blue die will tell us which fielder to check. So in this case, it was a 3. So that means we'll be checking Joe Torrey. I'm sorry, not Joe Torrey, Steve Ontiveros. He's from the Giants. We'll be checking Steve Ontiveros for a possible error. So the first thing we do, though, is go to 4 and 3 for Kingman, and that's a 25. So we know we got 25 for Kingman, and now we're going to add the defensive rating of Steve Ontiveros to that number 25. Steve Ontiveros has a defensive rating of 3, so that makes it 28. Now a 28 in column 4. So we go to 28 column 4 with 2 outs. The infield will be back. So a 28 is a bunt down the line. Roll 2 dice against fielder's range. If both dice are higher, batter is out at first. Runners advance. If either die is not higher, batter is safe on a bunt single. So we're going to roll 2 dice and check against the range of Ontiveros, who is a 3. So if at least one of these 2 D6s is higher than 3, or I'll take that back, if one of them is lower than 3, it will be a bunt single. If they're both 3 or higher, then he will be out. It's a 1, so it says if either die is not higher, it's a batter safe on a bunt single. So that 1 means that Kingman, of all people, hits a bunt single. He certainly would have fooled everybody with that one. And Unser will move over to third base. That's definitely an unusual play. All right, here's Ed Cranepool now with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Ed Cranepool. We have a 5-1-2. 5-1 for Cranepool is a 3, and a 5-2 for Monofusco is a 2K. So that gives us a total of 5 with the letter K. 5 is grounder to third base. With runners on and first base open, score as a walk. Well, first base is not open, so it is a ground out to third base. It says here, if a pitcher has a raised number besides, that's only for if it's a 6, 7, 8, or 9, so that doesn't count. It's going to stay a ground ball to third base, and the inning will be over. So, nothing doing for the Mets in the first. We go to the top of the second with no score. Okay, we'll get going here a little bit faster. It is a 2-4-2. 2-4 for Ontiveros is a 55 with a raised number of 3. And 2-2 for Seaver is a 1. So that's a 56 in column 2. And a 56 in column 2 is a looping liner with that raised number of 3. Keep that in mind. The blue die tells you which fielder we're looking at. It's a 2, so that means we're looking at the left fielder. In this case, that's Dave Kingman, so that's not too good. Let's see here. Kingman is a 3 rated defender, and the raised number is 3, so 3 is not higher than 3, so it's going to be a base hit. It says if outfielder's defense rating is higher, it's a running catch. Run on second. If the outfield's defense rating is not higher than a raised number, then it falls in for a single. So Steve Ontiveros plops one in to left field in front of the lumbering Kingman, who was not able to get it. And that'll put him on with Chris Spire coming to the plate. It's a 2-4-5. 2-4. We got another raised number chance. 2-4, but this time it's a number 2. And it's a 2-5 for Seaver, which is a 1, so that's a 61. So we're right back. Actually, we're into the next thing about an outfield gap drive. Last time we were here, this time we're here. Blue die is a 5, which is the right fielder, and in this case, the right fielder is Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub is a 3 rated right fielder. Since we have a 2 raised number, the 3 is higher than that. So it says he's made a fine running catch for a fly out. Runners on second, third, advance, 1 base, but a runner on first will not go anywhere. So Rusty Staub was able to haul that in. And there's one away for the catcher, Dave Rader. Rader, a 2-5. So Rader, a 2-5 is a 16. And a 2-2 is a 1. It's a 16 in column 2. Is that correct? Or is that 17? I'm taking that back. It's 17. 2-5 is a 16 and a 2-1 is a 17. That makes it 17. And that's going to be, like we had before last inning, a fly out to center field. since the bases are not empty. So 2 down, and now we're up to the pitcher, John Monofusco, batting. Monofusco was an .088 hitter. He did have 1 home run on the year. It's a 4.63, so that's a defensive check. 4.6 for Monofusco is a 4, and a 4.3 means we're looking at the third baseman, Joe Torrey, and Joe Torrey is a 3. That's a total of 6. 6 in column 4, and a 6 in column 4 is a ground out to first base. So the inning is over on a 5-3 ground out, and after 1.5 we are scoreless. So now we go to the bottom of the second, and coming up for the Mets, it'll be the aforementioned Joe Torrey to lead things off. Made a fine play in the field. Now he's going to lead off. It'll be Torrey, Grody, and Harrelson against Monofusco. And we got a 6-4-5. 6-4 for Torrey is a split chance. When there's a split chance like that, you look at the left side of the slash if he's facing a left-handed pitcher, and a right side of the slash if he's facing a right-handed pitcher. Monofusco's a righty, so we're going to look at number 6 rather than 60. So that'll be a 6 for Torrey. 6-5 for Monofusco is a 2. That's a total of 8 in column 6. And an 8 in column 6 is a single to left field. So Torrey gets a base hit off the righty. Had Monofusco been a lefty, that number would have been a 62, not an 8. And 62 would have been a double. So the fact that he was facing a right-handed pitcher versus a left-handed pitcher makes his base hit only a single instead of a double. All right, here's Jerry Grody. Grody, a 5.62. 5.6 is a 3, and a 5.2 is a 2K. So that's a total of 5 in column 5. 5 in column 5. Grounded to third base with runners on first base. With runners on and first base open, scores a base on ball. Well, first base is not open. It's a runner on first. They're at double play depth. So it says out at second, others advance. So that basically turns into a fielder's choice because there's nobody else to advance. So Grody grounds it to the third baseman, Ontiveros. It's a 5-4 fielder's choice. So Grody will be safe at first. Torrey is out at second, 5-4. Here's Bud Harrelson. Harrelson, a 2-4-6. 2-4-6-8. Who do we appreciate? All right, 2-4. 2-4 is a 3, and a 2-6 is a 1. That's a total of 4 in column 2. And a 4 in column 2 is a strikeout. Anytime you get a 2 through 6 in both column 1 and column 2 is a strikeout. So Harrelson goes down on strikes for out number 2. And now Tom Seaver's up to hit. He did hit 179 on the season. No homers, but 179 is not bad for a pitcher. All right, 5-1-5. 5-1's a 3. 5-5's a 3. That's a 6 in column 5. And a 6 in column 5 is a walk. So John Monofusco walks Tom Seaver. Kind of the cardinal sin there to walk the opposing pitcher, but he did it. And now we're back to Felix Millan with 2 on and 2 outs. Millan flied to center his first time up. And we get a 3-5-4. 3-5-4. 3-5 is a 3. A 3-4 is a 1. That's a total of 4 in column 3. And a 4 in column 3 is a short fly out to right field. That will end the inning. So Monofusco pitches out of trouble. After 2 complete, we are still scoreless from Shea. Top of the third, and Von Joshua, the leadoff hitter for the Giants. He flied to center his first time up. It's a 6-5-3. 6-5 is a 36, and one little shortcut here. Anytime you get a 36 in column 6 on a batter card, it is an automatic strikeout. And the reason for that is because when you come over to the column 37 to 41, it is a strikeout. And if you start with a 36, you can only add 1 through 5 to that. And anything you add 1 through 5 is still going to keep it in the strikeout column. So we don't even need to check Seaver. We just know it's a strikeout automatically. So Tom Seaver racks up Von Joshua. Here's Daryl Thomas. 4, 5, 3. In fact, I've been thinking about maybe, if I play this game a lot, making the 36 in column 6 a called strike and making the strikeouts in, say, column 1 and 2 swinging strikes. But that would be getting a little bit too technical, I guess. All right, 4, 5, 3. So we're looking at a fielding check again. 4, 5 is a 2. 4, 3 is the third baseman Torrey, and Torrey's a 3, so that's a total of 5 in column 4. And anything 2 through 11 is going to be a ground out. So Torrey makes the play, 2 down, and we got Bobby Mercer stepping to the plate. He doubled his first time up. Looking to get another hit here. It's a 3-2-6. 3-2 is a 2, and a 3-6 is a 2. That's a total of 4 in column 3. And a 4 in column 3 is a fly out to right, so Mercer is retired. Giants go quietly, 3 up, 3 down here in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the third, and it's still scoreless. And we have Monofusco going back to the mound, and he will be facing leadoff hitter Daryl Unser. Unser singled, but was stranded at third his first time up. It is a 5-6-6. 5-6 is a 2, and a 5-6 is a 4K. So that is a total of 6, and 6 in column 5 is a walk. So column 5 is where you get a lot of your walks from, and in this case, Daryl Unser fit the bill with a leadoff walk, and that's another cardinal sin. So Monofusco playing with fire here. He walked the pitcher last inning, now he walks the leadoff batter this inning, and now he's got to face big Rusty Staub, followed by Kingman. All right, we got a fielding check, 4-2-3. 4-2 is a 16, and a 4-3 is the third baseman Ontiveros. Ontiveros is a 3, so we're going to add that to the 16. That's a total of 19 in column 4. They would be at halfway, which is double play depth. So a 19 is going to be a single knocked down by the fielder. So a 19 is an infield single. So an infield single, as Staub reaches, Ontiveros was able to knock it down and keep it from the outfield. But since he was uptight in the double play mode, he was not able to field it. Had he been back, it would have been a ground out with the runners advancing. All right, 2 on, nobody out for Dave Kingman. He can make it 3-0 real quick. It's a 6-4-5. He might do it. 6-4 puts him to the ballpark chart. So we're going to check Shea Stadium. Right now the number is an 8, but that could change. The roll is a 5, so 5 will now, as a right-handed batter, knock him down to a 7. So it went from an 8 to a 7. So right now he brings a 7 to the table. Monofusco, a 6-5 is a 2. That's a total of 9 in column 6. So a 9 in column 6 is a base hit to center field. And it says here, runners advance 1 base. Runner on second may try to score, and defense may try for runner at the plate. All right, now Unser, let's see how well Unser runs. Unser's running rating is a 4, which is very good. So he has a run rating of 4. The base hit was to center field, and the center fielder for the Giants is Von Joshua. And Von Joshua has a throwing arm of 3. So we could figure that out and see if they want to do it. But it says here, if there's a throw home, roll 1 die versus runner's speed. If the die is higher, he is out. If not, he scores. Runner on first goes to third. So the question as a manager for the Giants is, do you want to allow the run to score and keep Staub at second base to keep runners at first and second and keep a double play in order? Or do you want to take a chance? If you roll a 5 or a 6, Daryl Unser will be out. But if you roll a 1 through 4, you're going to get runners at the corners and nobody out. So what does the San Francisco manager going to do? He's going to let the runner score Unser. So Unser will score, but Staub will have to stop at second on the base hit by Kingman. So the Mets draw first blood, 1-0 lead. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Ed Cranepool. All 5s, 5-5-5. 5-5 is a 15. 5-5 is a 3K, which is an 18. So it's an 18 in column 5. And an 18 in column 5 is an infield single. So how do you like that? An infield single will now load the bases with nobody out. And the count is in trouble. Now Joe Torrey is up. Infield playing double play depth. They want to turn 2 if they can. It's a 5-6-5. 5-6 is a 2. And a 5-5 is a 3. That's a total of 5 in column 5. 5 in column 5 is a ground ball to third with the infield halfway. The runner's out at second. Everybody else advances. So Torrey reaches on a fielder's choice. Cranepool is out 5-4 for out number 1. Staub scores to make it 2-0, and Kingman goes to third. So now we got runners at the corners. 1 out for Jerry Grody. Infield looking for a double play again. 5-6-3. 5-6 is a 3. 5-3 is a 2. That's a total of 5. Got the exact same situation again. So once again, they are unable to turn the double play. It's just a 5-4 fielder's choice. Kingman will score. Torrey is out at second base, 5-4. It's 2-0 Mets. 3-0 Mets, actually. And that'll bring up Bud Harrelson with 2 outs and Grody at first. We get a 2-5-2. 2-5 is a 4. 2-2 is a 1. And we know a total of 5 in column 2 is a strikeout. So Harrelson strikes out again. But the Mets come through for 3 runs here in the bottom of the third. And after 3 complete, it's the Mets 3, the Giants nothing. Top of the fourth, and Gary Matthews will lead things off, see if the Giants can come back. It's a 6-5-4. 6-5 is a 31, and a 6-4 is a 1. That's 32 in column 6. 32 in column 6 is a pop out to third base. So Matthews will pop up to Joe Torrey, 1 away, and that'll bring up Gary Thomason. Seaver in charge with a 3-0 lead. 5-2-3. 5-2 is a 27. 5-3 is a 2. That's a 29 in column 5. 29 in column 5 is a fly out to center field. And there's 2 away. And Seaver now has retired 8 in a row. Ontiveros got a base hit off of him to lead off the second, and that's the last base runner that's reached. And here is Ontiveros with 2 outs and the base is empty. So he's got 9 in a row. 1 for 10. 5-3-2. 5-3 is a 6. 5-2 is a 2. That's a total of 8, and that's going to be a walk. So a walk to Ontiveros breaks up that string for Seaver, and it brings up Chris Spire. Spire, a 3-6-3. All right, 3-6 is the other left-right check. Remember in column 6 we had the split numbers? That was potentially checking a left-right split. 3-6 is also our left-right check for this game. And we go to 3-6. It's a number 42 for right-handers. 42 for right-handers. We're going to add, it really doesn't matter what we add from Seaver. 3-6 is a 42. So we go to 42, and as a right-handed, or a number 42, whatever you add to it, you're going to be in this 43 to 47 range. And had he been facing a left-handed pitcher, it would be a single. But since he's facing a right-handed pitcher, it is a leaping catch by the shortstop. So that's why you have the 42 there. Had he been facing a lefty, it would have been a base hit. Since he's facing a right-hander, it's a liner to short. And the inning is over. And in that same out there, had there been a runner on second base with less than 2 outs, you could check for a double play. But since there was no one on second and there was already 2 outs, you don't need to do that. But that's the way that particular play is handled. All right, Tom Seaver is going to lead off the bottom of the fourth. He actually walked his first time up. We get a 4-6-5, so it's a fielding check. 4-6 is a 1, and we don't need to go any further because when you put a 1 there, no matter what you add to it, it's going to be between 2 and 11. So that's a ground out to first base. No need to even check anything other than who made the play. The blue die is a 5, so that means the shortstop. That means shortstop Chris Spire made the play, so it's a 6-3 ground out for out number 1. And that'll bring up Felix Millan. He's 0 for 2. He flied to center and flied to right. Can he fly to left? Probably not. Lead eye 5 again. Might be a walk. 5-5 is an 8. 5-1 is a 1. It's a total of 9 in column 5, and that is a walk. So 1 out walk for Felix Millan. And that'll bring up Del Unser. Dell Unser. And I'm playing automated steals. I'm not doing manual steals. Mian was a pretty good base runner, but the game itself has little asterisks and plus signs in the results that will feed into the automated steals. So that's the way I'm playing it. All right, here is Unser. 135, 135 in History Maker Baseball. That'd be the umpire chart. I'm sorry, that would be the balks and bogeys probably. All right, so let's see here. 135. 1-3 is a 1, and a 1-5 is a 1. That's a 2 in column 1, and we know 2s in column 1s are a strikeout for out number 2. So Unser is out of there, and that brings up Rusty Staub. Singled and scored his last time up. It's a 2-2-6. 2-2 is an 11. 2-6 is a 1. It's a total of 12 in column 2. And a 12 in column 2 is a single to left field. Runners advance 1 base. With 2 out, runners on second will score, but there's nobody on second. So it's a 1 base advancement for Mian. He will go to second and stop there. Rusty Staub now 2 for 3. And that brings up Dave Kingman with a chance to really blow this game open. It's a 2-5-2. 2-5 is a 4. 2-2 is a 1. That's a total of 5 in column 2, and we know that is a strikeout. So Kingman goes down, and so do the Mets here in the 4th. After 4 complete, the Mets 3 and the Giants nothing. Dave Rader leads off the top of the 5th. We get a 2-2-3. 2-2 is an 11. 2-3 is a 1. That's a 12 in column 2. And a 12 in column 2 is a base hit to left field. So Dave Rader gets a single, and that brings up the pitcher Monofusco. So he's going to be looking to bunt here. He's got a 1 as his bunt rating, which is the best you can have. So we go to the front of the book here for bunt plays. And we're looking at number 1 here because that's his bunt rating. And then we're looking either in or not in. Well, obviously the Mets are expecting it, so we're going to be looking at this in column. We'll roll all 3 dice. The red and white die will tell us what happens here. Blue die will tell us who fields the ball. All right, let's see what happens here. It is an 11, and it's fielded by the pitcher. Fielded by the pitcher, Tom Seaver. An 11 is a foul 2K. Foul 2K. Batter fouls off bunt attempt, 2 strikes. If batter bunts again, worsen bunt rating by 1. All right, so it's 2 strikes on Monofusco. Do they want to have him swing away or bunt again? They're going to say, what the heck, let's bunt again. But now he will be off of the 2. He'll be off of the 2 rating. Off of the 2 rating. And if he hits that 2K again, it will be a strikeout. So we're going to try it again. So he needs to avoid that number 10 this time. And he got a 9. He got a 9 in column 2 with an N. So it's a pop out. So that's not good either. Pop out, runners hold. So at least it's not a double play. It's just strictly a pop out. And the number 4 tells us the pop out went to the first baseman at Cranepool. So Cranepool fielded the pop out of the bunt. Pop out to first baseman. And there's 1 away. Monofusco unable to advance the runner. That'll bring up Von Joshua. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And we have 1-3-2. 1-3 is a 10 with a plus sign. Now there's where a stolen bases can come in if he reaches. So it's 10 with a plus sign. And a 1-2 is a 1. That's a total of 11 in column 1. And he will single up the middle. So there you go. A base hit for Von Joshua. And runners are on base. So it says here, runner advances 1 base. Runner with 4 or 5 speed goes 2 bases. Well, Dave Rader, the catcher, does not have a 4 or 5 speed, so he will stop at second, and that will actually nullify Von Joshua's chance to steal because Rader is in front of him. So now we have runners at first and second. Tying run steps to the plate in Daryl Thomas. See what he can do here. It's a fielding check. 4-1-6. 4-1's a 17. Infield is at double play depth. 4-1 is a 17. 4-6 is the second baseman, Mian. Mian is a 3 rated fielder at second base. So we add the 3 to the 17. We get a 20 in column 4. So we go to column 4 with the infield halfway and look at number 20, and it's a single knockdown by the fielder. So almost an outfield base hit for Thomas, but Mian able to track it down, just could not make a play on it. And now the bases are loaded with only 1 out for Bobby Mercer. So the Giants now, their best chance to get right back in this game with the heart of the order coming up. Mercer, then Matthews. Mercer did double in the first inning. It's a 6-5-4. 6-5 is a 16. A 6-4 is a 1. That's a total of 17 in column 6. And a 17 in column 6 is a deep fly out to left. So that's actually going to be a sacrifice fly. Any runner scores from third. Doesn't matter how slow he is. So that ball was hit deep enough by Mercer out to the left fielder, Kingman. And that's going to score Dave Rader, from the catcher, from third base. And the Giants are on the board. That is the second out. Runners at first and second now for Gary Matthews. Gary Matthews. And we get a 1-1-4. 1-1 for Matthews is a 15. 1-4 for Seaver is a 1. That's a total of 16 in column 1. And that's an infield single plus potential error. It says, runners advance 1 base. Hurry up throw to first may be wild. Roll 1 against the error rating of the fielder. The roll is higher, batter, and all runners advance an extra base on an error. All right, the blue die is a 6, so that's the shortstop we're checking, which is Bud Harrelson. We look at his defensive rating, he is a 3. So we're going to roll 1 die. If it's higher than 3, he has made an error. It's a 6, so he has made an error, and everybody's going to advance 1 base. So Joshua will actually come around to score on that. Matthews will end up at second base. Thomas will end up at third. And Joshua will come in to score. It's now a 3-2 ball game, as Harrelson, had he tucked it in his glove and held it, would be bases loaded, but he tried to make a slick play and it didn't work. So now we've got runners at the second and third with 2 outs for Gary Thomason. And it's a 3-2-6. 3-2 is a 29. 3-6 is a 2. That's a 31 in column 3. And a 31 in column 3 is a line out to left field to end the inning. But the Giants, and that run by Joshua was unearned. So they only got one earned run and 1 unearned run off of Seaver. But the Giants will take it. They score 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Score Mets 3, Giants 2. Ed Cranepool, the batter. Cranepool, 4-5-1. 4-5 is a 1. 4-1 is the first baseman, Gary Thomason. Thomason has a defensive rating of 4. So a 4 plus 1 is a 5. And we know anything 2 through 11 is an out on this 4 check. So Cranepool is out, grounding to Thomason unassisted. 1 away. Here's Joe Torrey. Torrey, a 6-5-6. 6-5 is a 36, so we automatically know that is a strikeout. So Torrey is out on strike. So maybe the count has gotten some energy by the run support. Here's Joe Torrey. I'm sorry, Jerry Grody. Joe Torrey just struck out. Jerry Grody, 2-3-1. 2-3 is an 11, and a 2-1 is a 1. That's a total of 12 in column 2. And a 12 in column 2 was a single to left field. So Jerry Grody, not going to let the Mets go 1-2-3. He gets a 2-out single for Bud Harrelson. Harrelson, a 1-6-6. 1-6 is a 45, and a 1-6 for Monofusco is a 1. It's a 46 in column 1. And a 46 in column 1 is a strikeout, because we only check the comeback to the pitcher when there's a chance for a double play. Otherwise, it is a strikeout. So Harrelson out on strikes for the 3rd time. He's got the golden sombrero. And the Mets are done in the 5th. We've completed 5. It's Mets 3, Giants 2. Steve Ontiveros leads off the top of the 6th. And we have a 5-1-3. 5-1 is a 5. 5-3 is a 2K. Total of 7 in column 5, which is most likely a walk, which it is. So a leadoff walk for Ontiveros. 2nd time he has walked in this game. And up steps Chris Spire. 1-1-3. 1-1 is a 10. 1-3 is a 1. That's an 11 in column 1. And an 11 in column 1 is a single up the middle. Runner advanced 1 base. However, if the runner speed at first base is 4 or 5, he will go 2 bases. Ontiveros has a speed of 3, so he will not go 2 bases. He will only go the 1 base. But 2 are on, first 2 of the inning, as the Giants might have something going again for the catcher, Doug Rader. Rader, a 5.44. 5.4 is a 27. 5.4 for Seaver is a 2. That's a 29 in column 5. 29 in column 5 is a fly out to center field. So 1 away, and that brings up the pitcher, John Monofusco. And let's see if he's going to bunt here, which I think he will. He's a 1 bunter, so we'll go back to our bunt chart. A little too early to pinch hit for him. We're only in the 6th, so he's only pitched 5 innings. And he is pretty much their ace, so you want to stick with him. All right, we're in column 1 with the infield in. And we get a 6. 6 is a successful sacrifice. The blue die is a 6, which means the catcher, Jerry Grody, fielded the ball. So it's a sacrifice hit 2-4 since the first baseman was charging. So he threw over to Mian for the out. Both runners advance, but now there are 2 outs with runners at 2nd and 3rd. And leadoff hitter Von Joshua steps to the plate. Chance to put the Giants ahead with a base hit. It is a, that was a 4 there. That was a 2-6-4. 2-6 is the ballpark chart, which is right here in this shaded area, and the Rays number is a 5, but we're going to get a new Rays number based on the ballpark. So we go over here to column 2 in our looping liner here, and we're going to roll 1 die, and that's going to determine what it's going to be. It's not going to be a 5 anymore because the highest you can have here is a 4 based on whatever the D6 roll is. So the D6 roll is a 4, which means we are now looking at a Rays number of 3. So that Rays number dropped from 5 to 3. And ballparks are optional. If you didn't play the ballpark option, you would keep the 5 here. But I always play the ballpark option. So that's a 3. So the Rays number is a 3. We know that going in. The Rays number is a 3. It's a 55. 6-4. 2-4 is a 1. That's a 56. So the 56 talks about a looping liner for potential base hit. The blue die is a 4, which is the center fielder. In this case, that is Dell Unser. And Dell Unser has a defensive rating of 4. Dell Unser, center fielder, has a defensive rating of 4. And since the Rays number was dropped from 5 to 3, he makes the catch. So Dell Unser makes the catch to end the inning. And had we not been using the ballpark chart, that would have been a base hit, and the Giants would have probably taken the lead. But the Shea Stadium ballpark comes into play and keeps the score right where it is at 3-2. And Tom Seaver breathes a sigh of relief. And in fact, he will now come up to bat to lead off the bottom of the 6th against Monofusco. Seaver steps to the plate. It is a 2-4-3. 2-4 is a 55 with a Rays number of 1. So pretty much that's going to get caught unless the defender only has a 1 rated as an outfielder. The blue die is a 3, which means on a blue die 3, the defensive check is on the center fielder. In this case, that is Von Joshua. Joshua is a 3 rated center fielder, so that's definitely higher than the 1. He will make the play, and Seaver is out to start the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Felix Mian. He's 0-for-2 with a walk. And we get a 2-2-1. 2-2 is an 11. 2-1 is a 1. That's a total of 12 in column 2, and that is a single to left field. So Felix Mian with a 1-out single. His first hit of the game. Brings up Dell Unser. Dell Unser, and we get a 2-5-3. 2-5 is a 16, and a 2-3 is a 1. That's a 17 in column 2. And we know a 17 in column 2 is a fly out to center field with runners on base. So Unser flies to center, 2 away, and that brings up Rusty Staub. He's 2-for-3. We get a 2-4-6. 2-4-6. 2-4 is a 60 with a 4 number here. And since it's not shaded, that number does not change. So that's going to most likely be a base hit here. The blue die is a 6. Let's say it's 2-6. So that is a 1, which makes it a 61, which drops us down to extra bases. So this could be a run-producing hit here. Blue die being a 6 is a right fielder. Right fielder Bobby Mercer is a rating of only 2, so he is not going to be able to make the play. It will be a double. If outfielder's defensive rating is not higher, it's a double. Runner advances 2 bases, scoring from first if speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Felix Mignon's speed, if we check it out here, is a 3. His speed is a 3. Bobby Mercer's arm is also a 3. So since it's not higher, he will have to hold. No, take that back. There are 2 outs. Or with 2 outs. So he will score automatically. So Staub, a double, and that will score Mignon to make it a 4-2 Mets lead. So the fact that there were 2 outs meant he could score. So now that'll bring up Dave Kingman with Staub at second and 2 outs. It's a 6-2, 6-2-1. 6-2 was an 11. 6-1 is a 1. It's a total of 12 in column 6, and that's not good for the count. He may be out for the count here. That's a total of 12, which is a home run down the line, but there is an asterisk. So we come to this column here, this home run chart with the number 12. If he can roll a number 1, that would be a single instead of a home run. And also, there are raised numbers. So Monofusco has a raised number of 2 here. So he's got 2 chances to knock off the home run. But we'll go through the first chance first. So if this is a 1, it will just be a single. And it is. It's a single. So the single here says lines a single to right. Does it say anything about runner advancement? It says here it comes the same as a number 9 to 10 single to right. So runner advances 1 base, runner on second base may try to score. Okay. So the base hit in this case with a 1. Let's see here. Does it say who it went to? Oh, single to right, because it's the same as that. So it's a single. No, take that back. Single to center, because it's a 9 to 10. So single to center. Center fielder is Joshua. His throwing arm is a 3. And the base runner, Staub, not very swift. So Staub runs at a 3. So 3 and a 3. So if you roll a 4, 5, or 6, Staub will be out. So they're going to go ahead and hold Staub there at third base. Kingman will stop at first. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. So let's suppose I did not roll a 1 there. Suppose I'd still kept the home run. Monofusco has a raised number beside his number 1 here, which is a 2. And it says here, if a pitcher has a raised number besides column 6th grade and the result is a home run, roll 1 die. If the die is higher than the pitcher's raised number, the home run stands. So I could roll again, and if he rolled a 1 or a 2, that would also stop the home run. So just some administrative things there to mention. And that'll bring up Ed Cranepool. And Montefusco's just about done for this game. He's on fumes here. All right, here is Cranepool. It's a 3-1-6. 3-1 is a 32. A 3-6 is a 3. That's a 35 in column 3. And a 35 in column 3 is a double to center field. Double to center field. And they're going to hold Kingman at third. But the run will score, and that's going to be all for the count. He is going to be out for the count. As Cranepool doubles in another run, 2 runs are in. It is now a 5-2 ball game. And that's going to do it for Monofusco. We'll be right back with the new Giants pitcher. All right, new Giants pitcher is Dave Heverlo, or Heverlo. I always called him Heverlo. I'm not sure what the official pronunciation is. But that's just what I'm going to go with. And he'll be facing Joe Torrey with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Trying to get out of the 6th inning with just allowing the 2 runs. Those 2 runs on base would be charged to Monofusco. It's a 2-1-4. 2-1 for Torrey is a 1. I'm sorry, it's an 11. 2-1 is an 11 there. A 2-4 is a 3. That's a 14 in column 2. And a 14 in column 2 is a single to center field with 2 outs. Runner on second will score. So that will score both runs. That single by Torrey. So both of those runs are charged to the count. And he is counting up a total of 4 runs is sitting against him for a total of 7 runs in the game. So 7 runs all earned allowed by Monofusco in just 5 2/3 innings. We can close the book on him finally. But Torrey comes through with a base hit. It is now 7-2 Mets. And here is Jerry Grody. It is a 1-2-3. 1-2 is a 35. 1-3 is a 2. That's a 37 in column 1. And that's a ground ball to second. And mercifully, the inning is over. Grody grounds out. Innings over. We completed 6 with the score. Mets 7 and the Giants 2. All right, the Giants had their work cut out for them, down 7-2. Here's Daryl Thomas. And Thomas gets a 4-5-3. 4-5's a 2. 4-3 is a third baseman check, which is, again, Joe Torrey. And Joe Torrey's defense is a 3. So we have the 2 here, and the 3 from Torrey is a 5. And a 5 on a ground ball is going to be a successful play. 5-3 ground out. Anything 2 to 11 is an out. All right, here's Bobby Mercer. Mercer, 6-3-6. 6-3 is a 16. 6 is a 3. That's a total of 19 in column 6. And a 19 in column 6 is simply a deep fly ball to right field for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. And here's Gary Matthews. Gary Matthews, a 2-6-6. 2-6, we're back to the ballpark chart. We got the Rays number, which is a 4 right now. But we'll roll one number and see if that changes. It's a 1. So the 1 means that Rays number has been dropped all the way down to a 1. And with a Rays number of 1, every outfielder that the Mets have is higher than 1. So that will be a successful play. The blue die, I don't remember what it was. I picked it up now. It really doesn't matter. So it's a fly out to left. But technically I should have waited and read what the blue die was before I jumped to conclusions. But hey, when it's 7-2, sometimes you try to get this game finished the way they do in real baseball when it's a bad score. All right, 7th inning stretch time. I'm going to stretch with them. I know I need to stretch. And at the end of 6.5, it's the Mets 7 and the Giants 2. Okay, Dave Heverlo on to start his 2nd inning of work. He'll be facing Bud Harrelson in the pitcher spot, and they're going to pinch hit for Seaver. He's done 7 innings, and that's enough, they say, for him. Gave him 7 good innings, and they'll turn it over to the bullpen with a 7-2 lead. Right now, here is Harrelson against Heverlo, and we've got a 3-1-5. 3-1 is a 4, and a 3-5 is a 2. That's a 6 in column 3. And a 6 in column 3 is a short fly out to center field for out number 1. Harrelson is out of there. And we got a pinch hitter for Seaver. And it will be Wayne Garrett. So Wayne Garrett is going to pinch hit here for Seaver. Wayne Garrett. It is a 2-6-1. 2-6, we're back to the Rays number again. So we'll bring the ballpark back in. Right now the Rays number is a 2. We'll see if that changes. It's a 1, so it's going to change to a 1 again. And obviously that would be made by the outfielder. And in this case, the number 1 rated outfielder means we are checking, I believe, the left fielder, but we'll see here. The column 2 result says 1 is a left fielder. So that's a looping liner that will be fielded by Gary Matthews for 2 away. So Garrett failed in his pinch hitting duties. That'll bring up Felix Mian, top of the order, with 2 outs. 1-1-1. Everything's a 1. 1-1's a 10. 1-1's a 2. That's a 12 in column 1. And that's a single up the middle for Felix Mian. So Mian with his 2nd base hit in a row. So a 2-out single brings up Del Unser. Del Unser, 3-3-5. 3-3 is a 5. So again, we go to the ballpark chart, and this time we're down at the bottom column here in column 3. So we go to column 3, and we're going to look at the one die roll here and see if that number changes from 5 to something else. So let's roll the 1 die and find out. It's a 6, so that means it stays as a 5. It was a 5. It's going to stay a 5. All right. The 3-5 for the pitcher Hivelo is a 2. So that's a total of 7 in column 3. Now take the 5 plus the 2, make it a 7, and that's a single to left field. Had the number changed a little bit lower, it would have been an out, but it's a single to left. Runner advanced 1 base. So Mian will just stop at second on the base hit by Unser. The Mets have their hitting shoes on today, and now here's Rusty Staub. Rusty Staub. This is a 4-5-2. 4-5 is a 1. And when you get a 1 in column 4, you might as well forget it. It's going to be an out. The only difference is who made the play. The blue die is a 2, so that's the second baseman. And that's going to be Daryl Thomas. So it will be, since it's the third out of the inning, you're not looking for any double plays or anything. You can just go ahead and mark down a 4-3 ground out, and the inning is over. So nothing for the Mets here in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th, and new pitcher coming up for the Mets when we right back. Okay, new pitcher for the Mets is Rick Baldwin on the 75 season. He pitched in 54 games, 97 innings with an ERA of 3.33. He was 3-5 and had 6 saves. So Rick Baldwin is in to face Gary Thomason to lead off the top of the 8th. 7-2, Mets comfortably in front. It is a 1-2-1. 1-2 is a 2, and a 1-1 is a 2. That's a 4 in column 1, and we know a 4 in column 1 is a strikeout. So Thomason is out. Here is Ontiveros. It is a 2-1-5. 2-1 is a 32. 2-5 is a 3. That's a 35 in column 2. And a 35 in column 2. 35 is a ground out pitcher to first. And if we were playing a season, then Ontiveros would be out for the next 2 games. So, but we're not doing that. We're just doing a one-off here. So it is a ground out pitcher to first. So Baldwin throws to Cranepool for out number 2. And that brings up shortstop Chris Spire. Spire, 4-5-2. 4-5 is an 11. 4-2 is the second baseman Mian. Mian's a 3. That's a total of 14 in column 4. And when you get to 14 in column 4, that's a potential error check, because anything 12 to 16, you're checking for an error. Felix Mian, his error rating is a 45. So we're going to roll the red and white die, and if they total higher than 45, it will be an error. And we're also going to roll the blue die. If it is an error and the blue die is a 6, then it'll be a 2-base error. So first of all, we're going to check and see if he makes the error. It is an error because it's a 64, so that's higher than 45. It will be an error, but the blue die says only a 1-base error. So Felix Mian boots it for the error, E4. First error for the Mets to join one error that the Giants have made. So now Dave Rader, the catcher, is up with 2 outs and a runner at first. And we get a 2-3-6. 2-3 is a 50, and a 2-6 is a 3. That's a 53 in column 2. And a 53 in column 2 is a ground out. Pitcher to first again. So Baldwin gets his second assist of the inning, and the Giants go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th, still 7-2 Mets. All right, bottom of the 8th, new pitcher for the Giants is Charlie Williams, a right-hander. Hivelo went an inning and a third, so that was enough for him. And he'll be starting off facing Dave Kingman to start the bottom of the 8th. It is a 5-3-4. 5-3 is a 4. 5-4 is a 5. That's a total of 9 in column 5, and a 9 in column 5 is a walk. So Kingman, other than 1 strikeout, he has been perfect on the day. He has singled 3 times and now walked. And here is Ed Cranepool. And that's a 3-5-4. 3-5 is a 3 with a star, so that's potentially could mean some base running exploits there. 3-5 is a 3. 3-4 is a 2. That's a total of 5 in column 3. And a 5 in column 3 is a short fly to left, so since he didn't reach, they don't have to worry about the base running part of that. 1 away, and that brings up Joe Torrey. Catcher third baseman Joe Torrey. 3-1-2. 3-1's a 13. 3-2 is a 2. That's a total of 15 in column 3. And a 15 in column 3 is a line out to second base. So Torrey lines to second for out number 2. And that brings up the catcher, Jerry Grody. Grody, 4-1-4. We got a fielding check. 4-1 is a 2, and anytime you get something that low, it's going to automatically fall between the 4 and 11 range. So that will, between the 2 and 11 range, so that will be an out. The blue die was a 4, which means the fielder was shortstop Chris Spire. So we got a 6-3 ground out to end the inning. And we go to the 9th. Last chance for the Giants. And it's 7-2 in favor of the Mets. All right, top of the 9th. Pitcher spot was due up Charlie Williams. So Mike Phillips, who later was traded to the Mets, is going to pinch hit here against Rick Baldwin. We get a 5-4-4. 5-4 is a 27. A 5-4 is a 3. That's a 30 in column number 5. And a 30 in column number 5 is not a walk this time. It's actually going to be a fly out to center field. So Phillips fails in his pinch hitting duties. Back to the top of the order, and Von Joshua. And we get a 3-5-5 for Joshua. 3-5 is a 30. 3-5 is a 3. That's a 33 in column 3. And a 33 in column 3 is a line out to center field. So fly out to center field for out number 2. Joshua has flied to center 3 times in this game. Here's Daryl Thomas, last chance for the Giants. 5-2-2. 5-2 is a 27. 5-2 is a 2. That's a 29 in column 5. And we're right back to the fly out to center again. And that will end the inning. All 3 outs were fly outs to center. The ball game is over. The Mets with a convincing victory, 7-2 for Tom Terrific Seaver. We'll be right back with final thoughts. Okay, final totals. Mets 7 runs, 15 hits, and 1 error. The Giants 2 runs, 8 hits, and 1 error. Winning pitcher was Tom Terrific Seaver. 7 innings pitched, gave up 8 hits, 2 runs. Only 1 of those were earned, and he walked 2, struck out 3. And Rick Baldwin pitched 2 innings in mop-up duty, allowed nothing, and struck out 1. Losing pitcher was John the Count Monofusco, who's probably counting off to the side, wishing he had done better. 5 2/3 got clubbed for 12 hits. 7 runs, all were earned. He walked 3, struck out 6. Heverlo, inning and a third, he gave up the big hit, which allowed 2 inherited runners to score to count against Monofusco. No pun intended. Count against Monofusco. So he gave up 3 hits but no runs, nothing else. Williams pitched the 8th inning, walked a batter, got nothing else going on. So that's going to do it from here. The Mets victorious 7-2. If you're not familiar with replay baseball or never played it, the games don't take normally as long as this one took. I'm doing a video and trying to explain how the game goes, so that certainly slows me down. Plus, you had some shoddy pitching going on there in the 6th inning, which caused for a delay as well. But if you get 2 pretty good pitchers, you can probably get a game in 30 minutes or less. I would say average time, probably about 45 minutes for the average game. If you're not a card and dice player, if you're a computer gamer, the Replay computer game is also available, and that's a nice product as well, and has a great direct entry system. And I think a lot of people play the games card and dice and then accumulate the stats in the computer section of that season. It is very user-friendly for that. So that's Replay Baseball from here, just to do something different than all those History Maker games I've been doing for a while. So I thought I'd pull out History Maker Baseball to the side and allow Replay Baseball to get some showing here. So hope everybody's having a wonderful day, and we'll see you down the road.